Ms. Franke, how do you plead to count 1, aggravated child abuse, a second-degree felony?
Guilty.
Ruby Franke broke down as she apologized to her 6 children.
Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Saj and this is my channel where I talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. And in today's video is going to be a case update on Ruby Franke. Now, if you have not seen my original video, check it out down below. I literally go over everything that is a part of the child A-word case that Ruby and Jodi Hildebrandt is involved in. I do want to address 2 things. There are some major changes happening in my living situation, so therefore I do have to move to a different space. So maybe this will be the permanent one. I don't know. 2, I am very, very, very sick. I can literally only breathe out my mouth. So you can probably hear it in my voice. So I am running out of breath super quickly. So if you see me take long pauses, it's probably because I'm literally out of breath. Before I get into the contents of this video, please make sure that you are subscribed to see more of me. We actually hit my subscriber goal for the month, so my new goal for March is going to be 400. So if you'd like to help me on my journey, that would be fantastic. Make sure that you like and share if you care, and comment down your opinions below. Do you think that this sentencing that we're going to get into later is justified? So on February 20th of 2024, both Ruby Franke and Jodi Hildebrandt were sentenced to 1 to 15 years on 4 counts of aggravated child A. This means in total, each woman has a 4 to 60 year sentence. Of course, these sentences will be carried out consecutively. It's not like they're going to be getting out and going back in. It doesn't really work like that. So 40 to 60 years, but there is a Utah law that states that if you are serving a consecutive sentence, your maximum is 30. So realistically, they're both not going to see that maximum, which is the 60 years. The maximum that they could stay in prison is 30, which I called this in my original video. I said they're looking at 40 to 60 years and they're not going to get the 60 years. I personally believe that they're probably only going to serve like 10 to 15 on good behavior. I truly don't think they're going to even hit that 30 mark. They're Christian white women in Utah. They're not going to stay there for long. And honestly, that Utah law is just a little fun loophole to get people who should stay in prison out of prison quickly. Now, during the sentencing hearing, Ruby did speak out about her thoughts and opinions on this whole situation. I did listen to the whole thing, and honestly, from my humble opinion, I think it was a load of bullshit, and I will tell you why. She paints herself to be the ultimate victim, still claiming that Jodi is the one who distorted her version of reality and convinced her to treat her children the way that she has been, and she contributes Jodi's behavior as to why she lacked any sense. She also thanked all of the people who helped her children throughout this process. Honestly, it just felt like ass kissing, because she was even thanking like the judge, and I was just like, this just doesn't feel right. She also addressed all of the people that she hurt, like her siblings, parents, and even Kevin. She even addresses Kevin as the love of her life, which is very weird considering the way that she, kicked him out of the home. Then she also apologized to all 6 of her children. Now, I don't want to fully get into the apology because personally I feel like it's not my apology to accept. I think it should be in the hands of the 6 kids to decide whether they accept their mother's apology. Something traumatic happened to them, so I personally don't feel like I should be the one commenting on it.
Kevin, my husband of more than 23 years, you are the love of my life. I'm so sorry to leave to you to finish what we both started together. The ending of our marriage is a tragedy, It really wrapped around my heart. And that I'll never be able to undo. To my babies, my 6 little chicks, you were part of me. I was the mama duck who was consistently rowing you to safety. I can see now, over the past 4 years, I was in a deep undercurrent that led us to danger. I remember launching into darkness knowingly. I was so disoriented that I believed dark was light and light was wrong. I would do anything in this world for you. My willingness to sacrifice all for you was masterfully manipulated into something very ugly. I took from you all that was soft and safe and good. I took from you your mother.
Jodi also addresses the court, and before Jodi addresses the court, her lawyer's like, by the way, she's being painted out to be the villain, and she's not. So because of the back and forth between Jodi and Ruby, and they really can't seem to figure out who was the head mastermind behind it, Jodi actually makes a statement to try to like get some leniency. Wild. She starts off by saying how much she loved those kids and how much she cares about them. She basically talks about how she's sacrificing herself by not going to trial so they don't have to relive all of the trauma that she put them through. Again, giving herself this God complex, stating that, you know, because she didn't go to trial, she is saving the kids from reliving the trauma. I wish Jodi can say in the same breath that she gives that same grace to her niece Jessie, because she tortured Jessie, like tortured that girl. And where was that same type of energy when you were doing the things to Jessie? Nowhere to be found. If you really want to make amends, like they say in the Bible, you should probably reach out to her and fix your life and fix yourself and do some healing, because guess what, girl? You have at least 30 years to find yourself and your inner peace, or whatever the fuck you want to do in there. But don't sit there and pretend like you love these kids to death and this is what you're doing. Even the judge calls her out on her bullshit. He's like, do you realize that you're the one who traumatized these kids? So even the judge wasn't buying her bullshit. He was like, yeah, 46 years, that sounds about right.
Sincerely love these children. I desire for them to heal physically and emotionally. One of the reasons I did not go to trial is that I did not want them to emotionally relive the experience which would have been detrimental to them. My hope and prayer is that they will heal and move forward to have beautiful lives. I am willing to submit to what the state feels would be an appropriate amount of time served to make retribution as an outcome.
And in answer to your question, Your Honor, I knew that whatever she might say to the author of the pre-sentence report would probably sound hollow and self-serving, and perhaps it does today. But I know that my client, in the statement that she makes to the court today, that statement is absolutely sincere.
Does Ms. Hildebrandt recognize that it's her behavior that caused the harm to the children that she's referred to in her statement?
Your Honor,
Some of the Franke kids were at the sentencing. More specifically, Chad was there. Chad was actually seen smiling on his way out after the sentencing, which, good for him. There's a lot of conflicting opinions about Chad right now. He has made some TikToks about his mother's recent situation, but personally, I don't think it's appropriate to govern how somebody deals with their trauma. I don't think that is okay. If he wants to crack jokes on TikTok about the things that his mother put him through, so fucking be it. Who cares? At this point, Chad and Sherry are just asking for privacy at this point. Sherry even wrote this really long Instagram story caption, you know, asking for privacy, and she just wants to be left alone by the reporters. Chad even posted a video with reporters all outside of his house, just basically swarming them and not really giving them the privacy that they deserve in a moment like this. So far, there's no update on the other 4 children that are minors, but if anything changes, I will let you guys know. And that's kind of where everything stands as far as Ruby and Jodi's sentencing. But they're going to be there for a real long time, won't be able to spread their negative bullshit online. And if you want more content on the 8 Passengers channel or Ruby and Kevin's divorce, leave a comment down below. Make sure that you are subscribing, liking, and sharing if you care. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.